And thanks for staying with us. The state legislative session in Nashville is chugging along, including some bills that directly impact Memphis and Shelby County. A proposal by two Shelby County Republicans continues that would prohibit local governments from attempting to limit the use of traffic stops, as the city of Memphis tried to do last year, and a measure that would prohibit expelled members of the General Assembly from qualifying for office for 4 years. That, of course, follows last year's expulsion of Memphis Representative Justin Pearson and then the swift reappointment of Pearson by Shelby County commissioners after that expulsion. But of note, a Shelby County Republican is for now putting a proposed law on hold that, if passed, would have allowed Governor Bill Lee to appoint 6 members to the elected Memphis Shelby County School Board. Well, Catherine, I know you wrote an extensive piece with this at MLK 50. What do you make? You did kind of a deeper dive, not just this year, but previous years. You had a kind of certain word for it where the state tells Memphis what to do.
Yeah, the word for it is preemption, and it dates back to the Reconstruction era when black people were coming into power and white people pushed back. And that's really what we're seeing here. There's data on how preemptive legislation that tries to stop a local community from doing what they believe is best for them is more often done to people of color and people who are low income. And that fits Memphis. But yeah, it seems like the state is telling Memphis, if you pass ordinances we don't like, you can't do that. If you put back a legislator who we don't like, you can't do that. And it's deliberately targeting Memphis.
And in terms of the preemptive traffic stop measure, politics aside, the optics of it, we all know what happened, Tyree Nichols, January of 2023. That led to a lot of reforms that a wide swath of Memphians wanted. What do you just make of kind of the optics of them the lawmakers trying to change that, specifically for Memphis, in wake of, I mean, that law didn't just come out of the blue. It was directly in response to Tyree Nichols' death.
No, unfortunately, Memphis is a creature of the state of Tennessee. And we get our charter from the state of Tennessee. However, the state of Tennessee is supposed to respect home rule. And we certainly thought we had home rule. But with this legislation and all these little tit-for-tat legislations, we're going to get Memphis back. It just makes you feel like we're on a big, I'm sorry, but a big plantation. Can't even get the word out. A big plantation, and we still going to tell you what to do. And home rule is not respected as a rule for people of color or people of different backgrounds. And it's sad because one minute you want to say we have come so far since Jim Crow laws, and then the next minute something smacks you in the face and makes you realize, I don't know if we've gained at all if we can't get people to understand if Nashville can have home rule, if Knoxville can have home rule, Memphis should have it too.
And Catherine, going back to the temporary hold for Representative Mark White's school board related, what do you make of that? There was a lot of pushback and attention for that. What do you make kind of his kind of maybe pulling back a little while on that?
That was probably the smart thing to do. It sounds like, I think perhaps because crime has been such a big focus in Memphis and the legislature, that a lot of the crime bills targeted at Memphis are getting a little bit more momentum, whereas trying to get the school board just doesn't get as much attention as the crime issue. So I think he wasn't getting the momentum he needed, perhaps wasn't getting the votes he needed, and decided to take a step back, which was a good thing.
As we wrap up the show today, kind of the last question, what do you think, can Memphis Mayor Paul Young, other Memphis leaders, can they stop this train from some of these bills from passing, or are these, in your view, looking?
I'm glad that Representative Mark White pulled his bill, because evidently someone talked to him, because it really is overriding the voices of people. They vote on their school board members. They see some of the dysfunction. Don't believe they don't. They do. And they will do something about it during the next election cycle. But even in the state trying to tell a school board what to do, the state is not taking accountability for its own ASD schools. They were unsatisfactory, this report, but yet our school system was satisfactory. and yet they want to tell this school board what to do, but not look in their own back door of what they've created, and that's a travesty.
Well, it's a wonderful discussion. Unfortunately, that's all we have the time for today. I want to thank my esteemed panel, Catherine Burgess from MLK 50, former Memphis City Councilwoman and school board member TaJuan Stout Mitchell. It's been great having the two of you all on today. And a reminder, we not only run ABC This Week at 9 a.m. every Sunday, we also have an encore presentation at 10:30. Hope you all have a great rest of your weekend.